Gentlemen, behold! And welcome to the Decibel Boost podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution. I'm your host, Robert, who is also the host of Bird Up, the worst show on television. And with me, I have...
the guy that owns Super for Anime, or Mark, for short.
I see what he did there. So if you're wondering about that particularly Adult Swim-ish intro bit thing that I did, we have a special little episode here, probably the last one of the year if I can manage to get it out before then. Not to mention the first episode for my brand spanking new Yeti microphone.
You have the new thing we got for Christmas, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I did in fact get this shit for the Christmas. And it is very dank. Like my memes. So, yeah, if you're wondering about that intro, we have officially reached the end of one of our favorite yearly traditions, the Adult Swim Singles program, in which the greatest TV network of all time bestows us with free music for an increasingly longer period of time.
31 tracks.
Yes.
That's like, yeah.
That's more than half the year.
Pretty much.
And... you know, this year, it was a pretty good year. Maybe not my favorite overall. I still say my favorite year was like, I want to say 2015. But 2016, Adult Swim had some, you know, pretty good offerings to it.
Yeah, I said to me 2016 this year, I will say it had a weak start. But I think the latter half went, it got so strong so fast.
Yeah, I mean, while there were some good tracks, I think something... I noticed as I was listening and paying attention to it was kind of like, I guess the flow and pacing of songs, because like certain styles of songs seem to be like, I guess chunked at certain points. Like there would be one like run of songs that was just like a chunk of electronic tracks, and then near the end you have like this chunk of like rap bangers, and then even further near the end you have like this chunk of metal tracks. I mean, I feel like it probably could have spread some of this out a little better.
Yeah, it did feel like you get one big section after another, and then there's like with some little bit of sprinklings, but it's mostly a lot of big chunks. It's like a cookie, a big chunky cookie with lots of chocolate or white or whatever the fucking shit is under like macadamia or shit. Yeah, like that. It's all one big chunky cookie.
Cookies. Now I'm hungry again. Damn you, Mark.
I did my job well.
And, of course, it's just me and Mark here tonight. Alex, he said he couldn't make it because he was dealing with holiday stuff and he wouldn't contribute much beyond, that was a good song. That was kind of cool. Joke about health food. But we'll, get to that in due time. So, for this video, first we gotta play a little bit of catch-up because in the time between this episode and the last, regular Decibel Boost, there was like 3 tracks that dropped. So I just want to play a little bit of catch-up at that before we get into our official favorites. So, to start off, track 29, I believe.
Yeah. From
the cult classic doom metal band, The Obsessed. Now, for those of you who may not be in the know, The Obsessed was the original, starting project for Scott Weinrich, who would later go on to be more famous for fronting the band Saint Vitus. And this is the first new, air quotes, Obsessed track in over, 20 years. I say new in air quotes because it's a re-recording of an old track of theirs from, I don't know how long ago, called Sodden Jackal, which is a cool song. But I would say I prefer this new recorded version to the old, because the old one, the recording quality, the drums are very soft sounding, the guitar tone is very razor thin, kind of like paper. But here, recorded in 2016 with, more modern production, everything about the song just sounds like it sounds much beefier than the original. The guitars and the drums just carry more heft, and the freaking gravelly as hell vocals just really work. It's a pretty cool song. Now, to move on to track 30, another metal band, one more popular in the here and now, Krallice, a black metal band known for being extremely experimental and fusing in elements from, a lot of other genres and styles, death metal and, weird ambient stuff. They dropped a new single called Hate Power, which, if I recall correctly, may have been from the surprise Prelapse Serine album that they ended up dropping, I believe, like a week ago, I want to say. Because they always end up releasing something, before the year's up. Now, I'll admit, I'm not much of a black metal guy, so I didn't care much for this track because it just kind of sounds like, really when it's like a progressive black metal band like this, it just kind of sounds like a bunch of random metal parts just kind of chopped up into a pastiche of just nonsensical ideas. That being said, I did kind of like the more death metal sounding parts of it that kind of sounded like, Immolation or old school Morbid Angel. But other than that, the track was just kind of meh, take it or leave it for me. And now, for the very final track, the real final track for real, we mean it this time.
Yeah, like...
We throw it over to Mark and his boys with the woo.
Yep, final track. We got Wu-Tang MC, Master Killer, featuring early MC, Method Man, and of course his boy, Redman, on the song Therapy. Now with this track, Therapy is... We've got PF Cutting. I mean, the way this says, the first line was like, "Yo, got people on this music. It's therapeutic." Which, damn, this shit is therapeutic. It's got that old boom bap beat you would hear in any classic '90s song, and this shit, and it does sound like, yeah, this shit sounds pretty good. This sounds pretty dope. I mean, the Master Kills verses of those Redman, Method Man, they did a pretty tight job with the verse and all that. And it's a good way, and it's a good way to end the project. It's like you end it with that bang of a joint.
Wu-Tang!
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool song, especially like the contrast that Redman offers, because Master Killa and Method Man take the topic kind of serious about how their rap careers are kind of very therapeutic for them, and then Redman comes in just being kind of a snarky asshole. A funny asshole, but, still.
What's that, the funny asshole?
Who does?
Leave it to you.
Yep. Alright, so with that out of the way, we can now get into talking about our favorite tracks of this compilation. I'm going to go first. I have 13 here out of the 31. So I guess might as well, start from bottom of the list. Number 13. Clark's Mirage Trooper. This is yeah. I can't say this is a producer I ever really knew much about. In fact, literally the first time I heard of him was when he produced that Dawn Richard track that was on the compilation as well. And listening to this one, it's a really cool experimental kind of electronic thing. It's really dense with just this complex mix of sounds. This kind of booming, echoing bass, these, glitchy synths, even this kind of brief crowd chant, almost kind of like a gladiatorial arena. And then that goes on for about 4 minutes, and then the back half of the track suddenly segues into this weird, oddly soothing kind of ambient thing, kind of like you woke up to sunrise on some kind of planet, desert colony or something. It's a really cool song.
The track is pretty intense. That's a pretty solid track from Clark. Yeah, pretty good song from them.
Number 12, Chino Mobi featuring Dedekine Cut and Rabbit, Negative Fire. Now, as we said about this one when we did an episode mentioning this song, it's it starts off with this thunderous percussion and these sort of symphonic synths before it just swells into this, creating this kind of musical image of a dystopian future where this fascist kind of regime is probably pursuing some kind of prisoner through the streets of this just collapsed city. That kind of really cool dystopian post-apocalypse imagery kind of makes me want to check out more Chino Mobi. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. This track does sound like something you hear out of something like Mad Max, something like that. Or today. You know what, fuck it. It might be today.
I wonder why.
Yeah, we're depressed.
Number 11. Sodden Jackal by The Obsessed. Like I said, I like me some Doom. I like when my metal has just really heavy, thick production and instrumentation to it. And this one is again an improvement over the original with just how saturated the riffs are, how gruff the vocals are, just how loud and, booming the drums are. It makes me really look forward to whatever the Obsessed are doing next, because I know they're dropping a new album next year in 2017, so that is something I'd be looking forward to. Number 10, A Sorry Love Song by Kitty.
Oh yes.
Kitty is a singer who definitely does my home state of Florida proud, especially this one being, this fully retro, 80s pop thing. It is authentically as, Florida and South Florida as it gets. The programmed drums and the retro synths, and she even finds a way to work in, this great 80s, shred guitar solo in there. It is a love letter to just that decade. And, her vocal performance is just as fantastic as ever, as she's singing apparently about the game Mass Effect, which I'll admit I never made it more than 3 hours into the first game, so I can't really verify the references for sure, but it's a fantastic song, and I say it's easily the sexiest song of 2016 that wasn't recorded by No Worries. Number 9, Fox Den by Lord Raja. A guy who, has gotten a great deal of work and publicity thanks to his frequent collaborations with Adult Swim. And this new track, I'd say it's more straightforward than a lot of his other tracks. It's not as experimental or, as meditative, but it's probably still, the catchiest and one of the more upbeat songs in his library, as it just, has this really catchy, danceable groove and this very aquatic, kind of echoey feeling, like you're exploring the ruins of, the lost city of Atlanta. That's a Futurama reference for all you kids out there. Get it?
You laughing now?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Number 8, To Know and To Hide by The Body. Now, in the hipster cool underground metal scene, The Body have been pretty much the only band we're talking about amongst, again, the pitchfork noisy crowds. And when I checked out their music and their new album especially, I wasn't sure what to make of it. Okay, they're doom metal, but they throw some electronic influences in there as well. But most of their stuff, it never really clicked for me. It just kind of sounded like doom with electronics awkwardly plopped on. But To Know and To Hide is the first song where this style really just clicked for me and worked. The way the programmed drums kick in with this, really eerie swelling synth and this, rumbling bass just swirling into this kind of nightmare vortex of just your worst dreams made true. It actually shows just how well this can work if actually applied well. And if The Body do anything else in the future that is as good as this song, then I might actually, be in it for the long run with these guys. They know what they're doing now. Number 7,
Yes.
From an album that is out at the time we're recording this, but I still have yet to hear it, Talk to Me by Run the Jewels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously the first taste anyone got of RTJ3, and as usual, it's your typical Run the Jewels banger with just Mike and Elle asserting themselves as the baddest motherfuckers in the world. It's got a cool beat to it, that with those cool electronic and those samples. Shit, I'm pretty sure the Skype hang-up tone is used at some point, at the break between Mike and Elle's verse. So, you have cool little samples like that, the drums and echoing guitars, and again, Mike and Elle just asserting their sheer veracity as two of the biggest rappers in the game right now. Again, Mike told you on RTJ1, he told you again on RTJ2, and y'all still didn't believe him. So here we go, RTJ3, which I should probably listen to as soon as we finish recording this.
Yeah, I need to get on that shit too. I even got the free download they provided.
I heard LP uses Notice Me Senpai in the lyrics.
Yes, I gotta hear.
Number 6, Dispatch by Vol. A metal band that I did not know a damn thing about until, the day of that they announced this compilation, but I'm surprised I didn't, because their frontman, Mike Scheit, is the frontman of one of my favorite doom metal bands, Yob, who I've known about since high school when I saw them open live for the band Tool. By the way, where's that new fucking album already, Tool? But that's neither here nor there. And they're one of the more interesting, like, experimental thrash bands working right now. This song, it's a little bit more straightforward, it's got this, pretty steady, quick beat to it. This saturated, catchy as hell guitar and even bass riff. And the vocals, they're powerful. They, can go like that classic, I'd say glam rock falsetto to them. And it's just a ridiculously catchy, fun metal track. And I cannot wait for whatever it is Vol does next from here. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that name right. It's like VHOL with an umlaut over the O.
Damn, I'll fuck it up, never mind.
Yeah, see, neither of us can say it. Number 5, D7 to D5 by Blank Mass.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this is, I want to say it's like the longest track next to the Lord Raja track. This one runs at like 8 minutes, and it's this repetitive droning like electronic thing, but it kind of really works as like a track that you could just kind of zone out to as, the beat repeats. It's kind of dark, dystopian vibe, especially when like the really like glitched out vocals kind of kick in, and it's just kind of like this weird, thing, like you don't even know like where you are right now. The way, that mixed in with the repetitive like clicking percussion, the, swelling synths, and in general, Blank Mass is a pretty good dude. I was checking him out recently. His stuff is pretty damn good. And this is, again, also a pretty damn good song. So, whatever Blank Mass does next, I'm looking forward to that. Number 4, Thelonious Martin featuring Joey Perp, Bomaye.
Oh, hell yeah.
Joey Perp, one of the bigger up-and-coming rappers who I know his first mixtape came out, I want to say 2012. And he had one of the bigger releases of 2016 with his mixtape I Drops. I Drops, like 3-letter I's.
Yeah.
And on this track, he teams up with one of the bigger current day up and coming hip hop producers, Thelonious Martin, the Wonder Kid, as I believe he's colloquially called, who I believe also produced a good chunk of the tracks on I Drops. And on this one, it kind of starts off with this, big band gospel kind of vibe to it as, Perp raps about, it just kind of almost seems like he's just rapping about a day in the life of, in his hometown and stuff. Not to mention, chewing out the police for, like, forcing them to sell crack, and then, like, the police being pissed that they're actually making money off of it, not them. But then there's, like, this weird little break with, I almost want to say it kind of sounds like what I expect the puppets would sound like on, like, a kid's show or something. And then, the beat gets, much more harsher, like this kind of, like, early 2000s Eminem thing, kind of like Lose Yourself. And then, he starts rapping about the nature of police brutality in, like, his neighborhood, especially bringing up the point how a lot of people like to judge the way that people behave in these situations. Like, if you're getting shot at in the streets, there's always that one asshole who, Captain Hindsight, who's like, well, if I were you, I would have done X, Y, and Z. And Joey Perp just gives the perfect response, like, motherfucker, you were not there. You don't know what it's like to be me. Like, if you lived from where I'm from, and you had basically all the same life factors revolving around you, and these guys basically aren't giving you a choice, you're gonna be just as violent as I am. Don't you dare fucking pretend otherwise.
Pretty much, yeah. That's insane shit.
Yeah, so this guy definitely has my attention, and I can't wait to see, like, where he goes from here as one of the more exciting rappers to come out in the past few years. Number 3, Short Life by Sanhat. When I was reading the description for this band, they're one of those bands that combine black metal with shoegaze. My first thought was, wait, you're telling me there's more Deaf Heavens out there? That kind of made me hesitant a little bit, because I'll admit, I've said, again, I don't like black metal, and I really don't like that Deaf Heaven. Like, to me, they're kind of the most overrated metal band of the past 10 years. So I thought Sanhat was just going to be another low-rank clone of theirs, but listening to the song, there is so much that it does that's really amazing that, you know, it just trumps all other current black metal bands and, you know, the reigning kings of black gaze as it is. First off, the song is a lot shorter than your typical black metal track. It's only really like 4.5 minutes as opposed to the usual like 9 or 10 minutes. So it doesn't waste your goddamn time. And the production is a lot of the elements a lot more pronounced and clear. Like, the drums don't sound like shit. The bass, you know, actually gets to play a really significant role in the song. And, you know, the way the guitars just kind of like echo and screech all across the track actually provide like an actual pacing and a sense of atmosphere and moodiness and heaviness that a lot of other bands in this genre just really can't do. So, you know, I'm really looking... I could say I could pay attention to more Sandhat and check out whatever it is they do in the future. Number 2. My jam of choice for the spooptastic month of October, Crowned by Captain Murphy.
I had a feeling that would be your top 2.
Yeah, Captain Murphy's always... The rap ego of Flying Lotus is always fun because he adopts this cartoonish kind of sci-fi B-movie horror kind of persona, especially in the production. And as I believe I said, this one is no different, where the beat has this... It's mainly built around this clattering percussion and this, you know, woodwind instrumentation that sounds like an Alfred Hitchcock or Stanley Kubrick score, as his voice, as, you know, Murphy kind of doing the Tyler the Creator thing with like the deep, you know, pitch shift down voice, talking about all the hell he's gonna raise on this one night. It is, for lack of a better term, menacing. I'm doing this thing with my hands where I'm trying to say like the kanji for menacing. Look out, Dio's right behind you!
Ah!
And now, my number 1 favorite track of the 2016 Adult Swim Singles Program, Crusher by Health.
Ooh.
Are you surprised?
I don't know.
Yeah, Health, I first, of course, got into them because of the Eric Andre show. And, you know, funny enough, this song was actually the one that Alex and I covered in the pilot episode of the Decibel Boost podcast, you know, before Mark ever came along.
That makes this band.
And, you know, this song is a perfect encapsulation of Hell's style. Like, it starts off with this echoing, reverberating percussion and these kind of industrialized, like, the sound of, like, hissing steam, and then just the really moody, multi-layered vocals just drawing you into this depressive, melancholic state as the drums finally kick in properly. And, you know, it just goes from there, especially into the end when, like, the drums actually start pounding, you know, more thunderously, and then they start mixing in with, like, the distorted, industrialized noises. Like, there's more of the steam, there's this clattering kind of, you know, almost like beating, like, an iron pipe, and just that way it always flows between depressive and just loud and noisy. It's the central appeal of, like, Hell's music for me, and for me, at least, it was probably the one song I listened to more than any other on this compilation. So that's more or less why it's my number 1 favorite of the year. I clap for myself.
I try to clap with one hand, but I don't think that shit works.
And now we move on to the Blue Hybrid and his personal selections of choice.
Yes, those 3 singles listed this year. Now, total I got 15 tracks I chose. So yeah, I'm gonna get 5 out of the way. Honorable mentions. First one goes to Dose from DJ PayPal, featuring DJ Earl and DJ Tay.
Too many DJs.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But like I said, this is my first introduction to DJ PayPal. Him, this Chicago footwork producer who sound like there's a lot of like funky beat, a lot of funky like beats and all that shit, and the way it's like the way it sounds like a it sounds like a video game malfunctioning as you play it, but it's still doing that 8-bit sound that
quite literally. Hell, I'm pretty sure like the opening part of that beat was sampled straight from Super Castlevania 4, the greatest Castlevania game of all time.
I was gonna be checking more DJ PayPal stuff, and it's like, man, I could definitely dig this shit. So okay, so there's one, another one already mentioned, to know and to hide the body, which that's a me. I actually dig the hell out of this track. It does sound like something you would hear out of a classic '80s horror movie, or like a or like a new wave type of horror movie, like one with that '80s neon type of shit. Another one I got is Floor Steam by Elijah Crampton, which this sounds like something you would hear out of a Blade Runner, out of Blade Runner. Like it sounds like a climax of an action scene that you gotta be so amazed when you hear it. Another I want is Wait with Ryan Hemsworth featuring Keaton Henson and Mitski.
Yep.
Yeah. That's on that. Got this slow hunting for which which was song by both Mitski and we got the Ryan Hemsworth sing, or was it the other guy, Keaton Henson? Either way, the track is still amazing. I love it. And the last one I'll mention goes to Forever Young. Bomb. Metro Boomin want some more, nigga.
If your Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, I will say this is like something you hear out of a, like I said earlier, this is something you hear out of a horror Christmas movie. This is like, I think for those that like Metro Boomin's sound, but not too fond of rappers he get on them, you're gonna like this, I think. because it does feel like a haunting track, a haunting hip hop track that has a lot of oomph and bounce to it. And now on the top 10, number 10, and it is Crown with Captain Murphy. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, as I said before, like, yeah, Final Lotus is back at it again as his alter ego, Captain Murphy, and this track is definitely some hellish Halloween shit. That we hear it, you gotta play like you have to play this shit if you're walking alone at night. Although you do that, you're probably wondering what the hell I'm doing alone at night. I should get home right now. Anyway, the beat is solid. Captain Murphy does his damn thing. Everything with that pitch voice with that deep pitch voice he got going on. I just gotta say, man, I hope he drops an album at least 2017. I want to hear another Captain Murphy album or Flying Lotus. Either one. I mean, either way, I want to hear more from Flying Lotus.
Me too.
My number 9, another footwork thing I like, Downtown by Jay Lynn. This shit just kicks right in from the start. It got that like electric 8-bit vibe, and when it can go like, whoa shit, whoa, that shit kind of wore me down. Where at the first few minutes, it's like, holy shit. And I'm like, yep, another artist I want to look forward to. Jay Lynn is like, this girl, she definitely did her thing around here, and very, very easy to vibe too.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you in that, like, I like it more than I like the DJ PayPal track, just because of that bullshit.
Yeah. That's what, like, I think about this more than the PayPal stuff, even though I listen to more of his stuff, like, I like that stuff from him more than this track. But anyway, this track is fucking solid. Number 8, D7, D5 by Blank Mass. As I said before, this type of shit that you will hear in a movie, and actually, like, and this is something I could definitely see somebody playing in a movie. It has the percussion and the adrenaline of somebody doing a chase thing. Knowing that it is like the second longest track of this next to Wall Roger. and damn it's long. But shit, the more you hear, the more it gets your heart pumping. The more you get adrenaline, the more you're like, oh yes, I can definitely get. Oh yes, this shit is amazing. Number 7, as expected, Therapy for Master Killer featured Method Man and Redman.
Wu-Tang!
As I said before, yep, fucking Wu-Tang. As I said before, yep, this beat is very boom bap style. It does, and I do like what the content about. I do like how like Master Killer and Method Man talk about, you know, the rap career like very punitive. Redman is like, I'm gonna act like a motherfucker and then over and wow out like a motherfucker like that. The beat is classic. The verse is solid, and like I said, is a good way to end the Adult Swim singles list of this year. Now, number 6, RTJ3 motherfucker, Talk to Me by Run the Jewels. Yeah. Killer Mike and LP did the thing again. It's the classic Run the Jewels style. Like, they rap about how they are the hottest motherfuckers in the rap game, and damn, they fucking prove it. A solid beat, good production. Both rappers are spitting the verses out. Which we're not gonna say. Do we regret not adding RTJ3 on our list, or did we? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm saying, like, as
far as I'm concerned, I'm counting it as like a 2017 album. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So matter of fact, that'll be the first thing I listened in 2017.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that'll be that. Okay. Number 5, and this is a surprise. Bombaye from The Longest Martin and Joey Perp. This was my number 2 pick when I had the mid review thing. But yeah, like I said before, this track is fucking banging. I do like the first part with the whole church choir, and the soul be go, and then when it gets to the other part, it's like, oh god damn, this shit is so hard. This shit goes hard. Joey Perp used it before this damn thing, and then it's Martin, brother, you did good, nigga. God damn.
Damn right. The thing I'm noticing that I really like about Joey Perp is the way he throws, like, no matter what he's rapping about, he throws like every ounce of passion into like every word he says. Like, he really gives a fuck about the topics he raps about.
Yeah, get to see it in the guy. I think I might look at more of his stuff, like possibly like in the future. And now number 4, a more weird choice. Clothes Wear Me by Meet You and Kevin. Whoever the fuck he is.
Yeah, we still have no fucking clue who Kevin is.
This song is so weird and spacey and so out of his mind. I can't help but fall in love in this. Like the way they say a whole bunch of shit, like "The close with me, I can't make it. This shit, I bob that. I'm thinking like "Close with Me." What I feel like it's a song I'd hear from Kill la Kill.
Don't bruise your way.
Oh,
yeah, I really thought the song was okay. Like, only for the reason it does really feel like almost like a soundtrack piece to like an indie drama film, which makes sense because I know like Micah Levy, she's composed like a couple of film scores recently. I know she did that really weird Scarlett Johansson movie Under the Skin, where she's like an alien who like has sex with guys and then eats them. I actually don't know what Under the Skin is about. And I know she did one recently for a movie called Jackie, which I have no clue what that's about.
Oh yeah, that's the Jackie Kennedy biopic. The one about Jackie. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, like I said, "Close with Me" is a weird fucking track, and hell, that's what I love about it. Number 3, "Negative Fire" by Chino Anobi featuring Didi Cotton rapping the other motherfucker. Yeah, like I said, yeah, this shit is basically it's like what you hear. Like, to me, the first one I heard, this like it's like what I heard about pep rally, then followed by gunfire, then destruction, then basically the world going to shit. It's so chaotic. It's so cinematic chaotic. It's like, wow, oh shit. It's like you had never heard of this guy either. but then when I heard this track, it's like, man, I really like a lot of the this heavy electronic cinematic like type of music. But like, this is something I definitely play in my car most of the time. I play about it, yeah.
It just feel bad if motherfucker.
Yeah, you just feel like you feel like you just want to go out of the city, wandering about the city life, hearing that in the background. My number 2, and this is no surprise, I think, Balance by Earl Sweatshirt featuring Knowledge.
Honestly, I thought that would be your number 1. Knowing how much you like your Knowledge.
Oh yes, I love me some Knowledge, especially after this year. So yeah, probably the shortest track of the list. I mean, it's like a fucking minute and 19 seconds short of a track. Like, damn. Yeah, like, okay. I don't know. Track like Earl Sweatshirt talks about. Well, but like you still in this like very, very morose, very the most like kind of depressed state. Like it looks like I'm trying to tell the story of feeling bad and I'm tripping off to my grandma. I'll be able shortly. I won't apparently send her for me because I got tired of her feeling sorry. But damn, I'm fucking it up. I think you did it better, but yeah, you're probably the worst nigga to get involved with. You show us enough for you to slip along. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm fucked up. That's what I am, and I don't think you don't want to fuck with me.
It's so very, very depressing.
Yeah, I can relate to that. And now my number 1, which you'll be shocked, it's a Sorry Love Song with Kitty.
I'm shocked. Shocked? Well, not that shocked. I figured it was going to show up at some point.
Oh, yes, I definitely love this song. I think love this song from the minute ago. Like I've been following Kitty for the time. I'm liking the music she comes out with, and like, she's doing something a little bit different. She just like I know she known as a rapper formerly Kitty Pryde, but now she doesn't host the whole singing thing. Although has she been singing before? Like, this song feel like something you would hear out of a 1980s love of a romance movie with one actually good, but yeah, the singing is good, nothing is great, and maybe I didn't know the whole Mass Effect thing since I'm not that big on video games that much, but yeah, this just sounds so nice. It's so like, wow, I'm definitely loving Kitty on this. She is definitely a jewel. She is definitely a jewel on this, and yeah, like you said, Rob, she's doing your state proud. And my dad, he's from Florida too.
Ooh, very nice. I was unaware of that. So yeah, that covers our thoughts on our favorite tracks. And one more thing before we decide to go, what our expectations are, or things we wish, our personal wish lists and guesses for Adult Swim Singles 2017. Which is something I'm kind of fascinated by because I believe Jason DeMarco said that he's going to change things up next year. 2016 is going to be basically the last year that functions in this more traditional fashion of just weekly song uploads, like every week, new song, go to adultswim.com and then, download it. So, however he mixes up the formula remains to be seen. Either way, we're probably going to get some killer music out of it at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, we can mark off a couple obvious ones. Obviously, we know some kind of Flying Lotus project is going to be there.
That's
some
true.
kind of Run the Jewels track is going to be there.
Yep.
Another one, since Mastodon are set to release a new album this next year, they have something on the back burner set up. Or whether it be, maybe a B-side from whatever their upcoming album is going to be called, to probably some original track that's completely separate from that, like when they did that song Atlanta. I'm hesitant to say a Doom track, because there's kind of this pattern where it's like, MF Doom's like 1 year on, 1 year off, 1 year on, 1 year off. So I say there's maybe a 50-50 chance of him showing up, but I wouldn't hedge my bets. We could also probably expect Dawn, because she's been on the past 2 compilations, and sometime within the past year, she was hired in-house at Adult Swim as like a content curator. So I imagine they have like a very, very, direct line to her to say, "Hey, record a song for us." Okay.
So what do I expect from this year, from next year? I don't know. Like, I do want it. Like, I like to see Doom on there. I want to see like on this point Never on there, or like I think like I know like a few years ago he did a track with this guy for another track for Littleton. He did a track with them like a few years back on 2011.
Yeah, the Too Much MIDI, I believe it was called.
Yeah, yeah. They want to hear something like that again. I definitely like to hear from that because I did check out Fort and Littleton.
Honestly, I kind of want to hear just like a straight One O Tricks Point Never track. To be honest, maybe something that's extremely
that too.
Aesthetic.
Oh. Yeah, like okay, like I mean, I want to hear some like I do hear something from like anything from anything with Madlib or Seafood Class with like he could work with either like Doom or Freddie Gibbs. I don't know who. I just think it would be nice to hear something from him. Shit, who else want to hear? Like, shit.
I kind of want to hear a No Worries track next year.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. I'll see. Unless he's trying to connect with Massive Pack and Knowledge.
And this time, they sample Black Jesus instead of Rick and Morty.
Oh, yes, that'd be a dream come true. Oh my god.
Yeah, as far as stuff I kind of want to see, I've been waiting patiently for a synthwave track to show up on one of these compilations, because now's as good a time as any, and I'm really hoping against hope that Jason finds a way to hook us up with a new jam from Perturbator, because like I said, that was my second favorite album of the year, so I am dying. I am pleading for some new exclusive Perturbator from Adult Swams, and I'm trying to think of stuff that's more, I guess, realistic in expectation, because thinking about like the music I know Jason said like his favorite album of the year was A Tribe Called Quest, We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service. I have no clue if he maybe wants to get something from the remaining members of Tribe, or if they maybe had something on the back burner that they didn't release to the public yet.
Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah, that could be something.
And I'm looking at like the tweet a while back that Jason made of like his favorite metal and hardcore releases of the year. I could maybe see him reaching out to like Inter Arma, this really great experimental, like, doom metal act. Because if you ever look at the overall trend of AS singles and metal, it seems like doom metal is kind of the overriding, it appears the most often. So I can expect Inter Arma. There's a part of me that kind of wants to think if he wants to go for something more punk influence, he's probably going to get Touche Amore. I know, like, their album Stage 4 was, like, one of the bigger things that came out in the past year. The only other thing I can really think of, this one's more just this is more like my Magic Genie wish, because realistically, I highly doubt it'll happen, but, a guy can dream. But it would be just so amazingly fantastic if Adult Swim could find a way to hook us up with a new jam from the recently reunited duo of Eric B. and Rakim.
Oh shit.
Yes, because we know that Jason is a big ass fan of those two, and if those two are going on a reunion tour, it's not going to be just a tour. Those motherfuckers are probably going to, hit the studio at some point. I am banking on this.
Seeing new Eric B. and Rakim album, that would be pretty good. And to hear a track from them, like that'd be nice too.
Very nice indeed.
Oh shit! You know what? I did think of one more person there, but I don't know if it's a possibility or not. I want to, even though he released the album already this year, I want to say Daddy Brown, but I know like I touch Ambitious is out now, and maybe the reason why I'm hyped up because I heard them use his music on a promo of BBC Super. Like that's the one time I've been excited for a promo. They use it, Ain't It Funny?
And they used the best song from Atrocity Exhibition.
They used one of the best fucking songs of that.
That was great.
This is bad. Horribly, horribly bad.
But yeah, I can't really say like I can think of anything else I'd want to see at the moment.
Yeah, I'm all tapped out.
So that'll do it for this episode of the Decibel Boost podcast. Right now, we'll of course sign off. So, Mark, where can they find you on the internets?
You can find me on Twitter at Mac2HybridMedia, where I do a lot of stuff. I just talk a lot of shit and all that. You can find me on my own website, the Mind the Hybrid One, at thehybridone.wordpress.com, where I just finished doing a whole bunch of lists, mostly anime lists. Movie lists might be late January, or early January, because shit, I need to see more.
Psst, guys, I think Mark might be a weeaboo.
No shit. Wait, damn. No shit.
You fell for that one. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at RobBarracuda, as well as AskFem and Instagram at RobBarracuda. And Rob Barracuda is also the name of my YouTube channel, where you're probably listening to this podcast right now. While you're there, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you can always be notified immediately whenever new episodes of the podcast go up. And of course, as mentioned before, this is the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution, which you can find online at www.surrealresolution.com and find the podcast on its subdomain decibelboost.surrealresolution.com. While you're there, you can of course listen to our archives of the previous episodes of the podcast, and while you're on the site, be sure to listen to our other podcast, The Training Stage, in which our friends Tyler, Joey, and John give you all the goings-on within the video games industry. And while you're on the site, also be sure to check out a lot of our great written content. We've got, anime recaps, game reviews. I posted my first movie review recently on Assassin's Creed. Spoiler, it's not good.
Pretty much.
And I believe we have one coming up soon on Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which I still have not gotten a chance to see. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Damn. And Debbie Reynolds.
The universe is just a cruel mistress.
Look, they took a damn break for one day, can't you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Also, we have a Discord chat which you can find on the website, so if you ever want to talk, to the guys from the site about anything from movies, music, anime, shit posting, the crispiest memes, you can, go there, find it, and just hang out and talk shit and stuff. And of course, shout out to the producer, Mr.E, for graciously letting me use his music for this podcast. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode, the final episode of 2016. So we look forward to seeing you in 2017 with more, Decibel Boost shenanigans. And yeah, we'll leave it at here. And just remember, I promise that I will be the exact same fat sack of useless shit next year as I am this year. Believe it. Peace out.
And I promise I'll be the same motherfucker I was before. To be continued.
I'll be the roundabout.